disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nimba County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Bouaka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Bouaka. The rest are ungrateful. The right, they use you and dumb you. But President Bouaka, if all of them were thinking the President Bouaka and behaving the President Bouaka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them.
Of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberia National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform them the violence or still any student because of their action. It will be the day the entire Brothers administration will call down. We will massively violate the students in this country and will shut down the Brothers administration. They tear that happy. We have the capability to do so. And if they think this renovation project is a joke, let them try. The fall of the Brothers administration begin with this. If they think they will tumble on any student in this country or at the university like Garguah and work away in infinity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile power and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say.
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on the major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say it out loud?
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Bouaka can lie. The government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustle, they put a hustle, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Bouaka presents him as a poor man from Lofa and assert that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. Vice President Bouaka is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
First of all, there's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Pewee is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Young man, vice president, young man that vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaica, the major went to, I forget that Jamaica, the majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can't reach yourself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. But Labro,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded outfits, all men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will build school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play, for people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital rule, small, B rule, all kind of place. I think the reason Joseph Boakai will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody here but himself. Everybody, we join, we kill Joe, he killed Joseph Boakai. Boakai still living. Joe, no, you leave my brother. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boakai president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Boakai, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, Yoli Costa, you come. And Costa, on a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to kind of Boakai, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what he talking about.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
We elected on 85 irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elected on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday edition. Today is the 23rd of June, 2026. And today we are glad to see another day. We are thankful to God for making this day possible. And we are here to talk about issues in the Republic of Liberia. No innuendos, no gossip, no BS. Straight academics, verifiable information, and discussing issues in Liberia. I am Jerome Gayman. I will be your host. With me today to start this show will be the Honorable Pewee. But before I go to that, Let me go to, the whole world is jealous today of the great city of Miami. If you woke up this morning, you will have seen one of the greatest basketball players of all time. The Greek Freak has been traded to the Miami Heat. You see Pewee then sitting there in the DMV. They are embarrassed. They are jealous of Miami. But Miami has one of the greatest basketball players of all times. The Greek Freak. His name is Dopoh. I hope my Greek is okay. But he was traded to the Miami Heat overnight. So the Miami Heat got rid of some of our favorite players like Tyler Hero, Jarquette, some of the great young players that have made their names on the hard court in Miami. They were all traded to Milwaukee. And Milwaukee sent the great center, the Greek Freak, to Miami. And Miami is upside down. It reminds folks when LeBron James was traded to Miami. So Miami is back. We are back. The Miami Heat is back. In the meantime, let's go to soccer. The Ghana Black Stars are taking on one of the greatest teams of all time, Great Britain. Ghana and England playing is in the 60th minutes of the time, and it's 0-0. A very strategic defensive play by the Ghanaians. They learned that from the Cape Verdean. Play defense, and then attack. Counter. That's what is going on. Let me welcome the Honorable Pewee. I know Pewee, Sylvester Pewee, welcome to the show. Let's do this, man. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gayman. I think it's great to be on tonight. We look forward to, I wouldn't be on that long today, but we look forward to having a wonderful show.
Yes, I know you guys are so jealous of Miami. Anything that happens in Miami, you don't want to take part. Listen, we are just good. And whether you like it or not, whether people like it or not, Jacko Lantern, Miami Heat was on fire this morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, the news broke that they have traded a Greek Freak to Miami, and the whole place just went wow.
Well, but you know, Miami is a great place, a great city. There was a time they were being small Miami.
Yeah, we got small Miami.
It's an extraordinary place to be. Yeah. So on a serious note, we celebrate the news with you also. We know. I was just saying to someone, I know that the first thing is that Gayman coming.
Listen, one of the things that we need to talk about, I want to make it clear here. We are as professional as you can be on this platform. When people are accused or people's names are mentioned, until legally they can be charged and found guilty, they are innocent just like you and I. We will not run with people's names because their names are mentioned in an investigation. As we have always said, let the system play out transparently. Let nobody be used as a scapegoat. So we are here, we are very cautious. That's why we say we will discuss the issue, but it has not been verified. That means we do not have all the answers beyond all reasonable doubt, but it doesn't mean we won't discuss them and we'll give our opinion. I am seeing a king-size accusation developing in Liberia. You know, that's what it is. Government got to do their job. Private citizens have to do their job. We have to do our job by being pundits, but being cautiously guided by the information. Today we saw several things happening, and I'm going to go over them real quick later. We're going to go today on the front page of the Investigator, they say prayer warriors escorts Nora Finda Bono to court as corruption bound. The bond hearing stalls. Fire destroyed the only school in Zaza district. 150 students out of school in Zaza district. More than 150 children in
the only school in Zaza district or
no,
in
listen. Is that Bakeza Junction?
Yeah, okay, Bakeza.
Bakeza Junction.
Zaza district got a lot of schools.
Yeah.
A lot of schools in Zaza district.
Yeah, Bakeza Junction have been shut out of school after fire destroyed the community only building late Friday. So we had to pray for those kids. Our job here to amplify, let our government officials know in Lofa County that those children need to be back in school. Let's do as much as we can to get them. We cannot afford to get our kids out of school. We will also discuss later on how Fatoumata J. Barry became Liberia's most recognized woman in sports media. That is a great story. We need to look at that later on. And then we are looking at another breaking news. Allegations of internal tension surfaced in NEC following alleged staff demotions, reassignment by the new NEC boss. CDC officials accused VP Kong of interfering with a grand jury anniversary celebration. The president and vice president denies that. And then from the front pages of our own news, in our own production room, it says here, our talking points for today are the King brothers being scapegoated in the drug seizure case. We got to discuss that. Maserati Senators Dara Dillon and Senator Sajusa seek suspension of RA cargo handling concession over the $19 million drug case. Sano Johnson slammed Eugene Nagbe as incompetent. He said Eugene Nagbe has no moral authority to lecture the UP government on policy. He was an incompetent leader who failed to deliver when given the opportunity. Instead of providing meaningful solutions, he chooses to attack others while hiding behind rhetoric and the green battle. The Liberian people can clearly distinguish between responsible leadership, I guess, as the UP, and empty criticism. He is accusing a very brilliant young man by the name of Eugene Nagbe as hiding behind green battle.
And sometimes I love to respect people, but the statement to refer to Mr. Eugene Nagbe as someone being deceitful or hiding behind the green bottle, one of the most reckless alcoholic in Liberia is Sandwood Johnson. And his own is not only the green bottle he wants to. I mean, you see, that's what the Bible says. If you want to speak, that's the Bible. You're speaking equity in your hands, damn dirty. Then you want to, you want to come out and be attacking Eugene Nagbe. Eugene Nagbe is one of the best minds that I've ever seen. One of the best consummate public servant that I have seen. We need to be honest here. So what are they running around green bottle? All of them are saying they green bottle, they go beyond.
I think we're missing it up. I'm talking about Daniel Sano, not Sano Johnson, excuse me. The deputy minister, yes.
Okay. Then indeed. I thought you said Sano Johnson.
Yeah. I read it wrong.
Okay, and then I retract my statement.
Yes, okay.
And then, but let me go back. The Daniel Sano man.
Yeah, right.
He, as a young man, he drank alcohol far more than Eugene at his time, 2 of his age. He's more alcoholic than any other thing. Why he want to be saying those kind of unimaginable things about Eugene Nagbe? He should listen. We can say what we want to say. If folks were to come and disagree with their government, the way to react to those people, counter them, come and give the counter facts to what they have said as a mature government. but to engage into this kind of nonsense and think that you come to gain public support here it's not the issue. Mr. Nagbe spoke to major issues. Come and counter him by saying what you say is wrong. Yeah, the facts, and then you do that. But you, the young man, every day you will see him sitting somewhere in Cinco there drinking out of Ghana or all these kind of a mixture thing. And you talking about someone drinking, you drink any green bottle. You just a human being. He's a human. It's a social element. If you were to go and take a bottle of beer, it's nothing wrong with that. But speak to the facts here and see if the government is not on the road, the appropriate road to do the public defense. Yeah, I mean, in terms of defending your own policy, you revert to attacking, and attacking wouldn't solve any problem here. The country will have to move on. But I think there's some, I don't know, we will shift there's some other basic discussion in there about how you talk about the two senators' statement. And I like your opening, Mr. Gayman. You started on the note of saying, and that's the doctrine of our country. One is proven innocent unless proven otherwise guilty. Now, if folks were to come, particularly senators of our country, those are policy makers of the Republic of Liberia. If they will now move with an institutional, Liberian own institutions that do have a legitimate concession of the government of Liberia to do cargo handling, and then you have their ongoing investigation to say you suspend the concession of said company. I don't know what kind of people so now we elect, and this is just off the mark. For any lawmaker or government official will come and just quickly insinuate in some manner that the folks they're not guilty. They are ongoing investigation. And moving forward to some of these things quickly here, we need to move to start asking the hard question here. This is a company, a reputable Liberian company, and when the last time before I don't know, we'll have the time to discuss. We can continue discussing it now. Yes, the last time quickly, Mr. Gayman, when this whole 100 million drugs bust came about during the Weah administration, it was through the free port of Monrovia. APM Terminal, we didn't hear anybody lambasting. That's an international company. We didn't hear nobody say whatsoever thing. And what we also need to push is that clearing or going through surveillance or security activities at any gateway, airport, or whatsoever, it is not the responsibility of a cargo handling company. It is the sole responsibility of the government. And I think the Ministry of Justice and the security apparatus will have to come out and say this to us as to what is the security methodology in clearing these things before they get on aircraft in Liberia. It is not done by the cargo handling company. So you see, we have some folks on social media that's been receiving some information from somewhere. They're trying to distract the real issue here. Probably they are working for those that are trying to do these things in the country and trying to paint certain the Liberian institution. I'm not here to back anybody. If the facts prove that these people were engaged into some unorthodox things, then deal with them on the facts. But to come and portray them as though they're guilty before even your investigation is ongoing, this is not a good thing to do. It's not good. So there are some people trying to convolute the situation. They're trying to convolute this.
We should turn them on to witness tampering.
Yes, they're trying to
find him guilty before he even get to the court.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. If this group of if the company intent was to get this thing, my understanding is should have left the country, Mr. Gayman, on the 5th of June.
Yeah.
On the 5th of June. GLS raised the alarm with Brussels Airlines via email saying, no, this thing's got some weight discrepancy. Now, and in these kind of things, sometimes we seek motive and intent.
Of course.
Now, so we are, as a company owner, what's the motive? If I was the one actually behind that, I wouldn't have called, or the company wouldn't have called Brussels informing them there's a discrepancy here. It should have been 200, but now it's 230 something or 230 days. So it didn't go on the 5th. It delayed, it was finally spotted on the 8th of June, and the government of Liberia informed the public about this. So we need to take some time and first and foremost go through the profile of this company. This company is not only having the concession of the Liberian government to handle a cargo issue. No, they've had reputable contract with some reputable international organization like the United Nations and other powerful shipping institution in Europe and other areas. So we need to take some time here and not only see, and this is the problem here we've been faced with. You have two brothers, came from nowhere, operated from, they grew up in the Chocolate City area, came from nowhere, started something and tried to build a Liberian business that's currently hiring close to 200 Liberian citizens. Now, we're not going on the other side. If the facts came out that they are engaged in these things, then you process it to court from which proper investigation. Minister of Justice, whatsoever that's unfolding, those that are involved, see the profile of this company, go through what they've done, see the history, what if how they portray themselves and other line. Then you do things, but we got certain folks on social media trying to do these things, playing the blind side to a certain issue, and try to blackmail these people on the basis of owning a logistic. And we got a very gullible society. And due to the gullibility of our society, if you came out, you put one story out, or is the king brother, but try to smell them, not looking into the facts. I think the facts will have to be uncovered. And I like what the witness protection has released. It's important that we emphasize on the facts, and it's important we call on our two senators to allow the investigation to play out. This is not politics. This is not campaign season. Allow this. This is a legal contractual agreement this gentleman signed with the government of Liberia, and they got some reputable name to protect here. So give them some time, let the investigation to play on, and the government of Liberia should tell us that the hard question want them to tell us first and foremost who is responsible to clear these things, who is seeing the machines that are clearing these things, how did they get through the airport? The government need to answer these hard questions, and the Liberian people got to know about some of these things.
And ladies and gentlemen, along that line, I'm going to welcome the boss later on, but let me go to this. We have a gentleman by the name of Death Johnson that will be coming on later on. He is now trying to sue Spoon. Spoon took the man's picture and took the King Brothers picture and tried to portray the King Brothers as bad people, and then tried to link in Mr. Johnson as being hanging with bad folks. So Mr. Johnson told Spoon, take the picture down, because what you are trying to do is deceptive. This is an ongoing investigation. You don't take people's picture and plaster it and make them feel as though they are criminals before they can even get a day in court. And Desmond got in touch with Spoon. Spoon agreed that they were going to take down the pictures and retract the story. He has not done this, and Mr. Johnson is warning him that if he doesn't do that, he will take him to court. So I invited him to come on and take it up with us so we can, just the same thing we are talking here. If you do not have the proof and the evidence, you cannot find somebody guilty before they even start the process. Let me work on Dr. Peabody. Dr. Peabody, I am hot under the collar because this could have been me, this could have been you, could have been anybody. You can't just take somebody. You are Dr. Peabody. You have taken pictures with millions of people. You are doing good for people all over Liberia. Somebody get in trouble or they accuse somebody, then they take your picture and plaster and say, oh, you see, Dr. Peabody was with him. That is so dishonest of Spoon to do this.
Yep.
So Johnson is going to come on. He's hot under the collar. I was hot under the collar. I told him, I said, you need to come on because we can't let this start. Mr. King have done nothing. As far as I'm concerned, he have not gone to court. He have not had his day in court. He have not been found guilty. He have not been charged with anything. So why would you take his picture and keep plastering all over the place so the whole world can know he's guilty before he even set foot in the court of law? That is wrong. Dr. Peabody, welcome to the show.
Good to see you, Mr. Gayman. And that's the problem that we face. Good, happy Tuesday, Mr. Gayman. And that's the problem we face as Liberians. The moment something happened, we run with the story. I'm reminded of Sam Jackson's story now. What had become of that story? Everybody was at his home. He was checking. They were doing things, and people say he did this and that. But the fact here is, Liberians, we want to know the facts. there's no doubt, want to know the fact that if the King brother was involved in this, want to know the fact. Okay, but you cannot go and just accuse people, and then everybody run with it. There are reports that
after the picture on Facebook.
Yeah, put the picture on Facebook. Some people putting their family there. Some people putting. The other man flew from America. He told the government of Liberia, "I will be back at a certain time." Paul flew from the U.S. and came back, and said, "I'll be back at this time. So and so time I will be back." But you don't say you're running around say he's a lie. We can't find he's displaced and that place. And the man told you when you're going to come and he show up and went to you and report it. You see, so what we've seen here is very bad for the country. Sylvester alluded to a very good point here. When the drugs, $100 million drugs that was caught through APM terminal. Did anybody go find out from APM terminal or check them or search the offices and search the home for the manager and other people at ATM terminal? But they were quick. They went to these people's home, they searched all over the home, they went to the offices, they went to Paul home, they searched Paul home and other things like that. But why did the rush, Mr. I want to agree. He's my closest friend. The both of them are my very good friend. But I believe that what they Senator Dillon and Sir Joseph came up with are not the right thing. They are not the right thing. I think they need to give it but time. Sir is my good friend. But I think the fact here is they need to give it some time for this thing to play out. Nobody have the facts. Nobody know what happened. But I mean, like somebody said, okay, let's ask the government how their drugs was caught. Who sent an email to FM Brussels to talk about the weight size and things like that? That who really stopped the drugs from going?
That's right. It wasn't for those guys.
Yeah. So the thing is, they are going about everybody kind of assuring, do this or do that. Let's do that. What if you go through the investigation and this man is clear? Then you close down your whole business without even doing anything
and damage his life.
Yeah, it's already appeared that these guys, the King's brother, their life is already been is going down because people are saying it all over. I hear there are even journalists that are calling them, threatening them, say, "You wait till you see the other story." Is that how you do? Is that how you do journalism? Or you see what we'll do to you. We'll put the other story up, And the other thing about Mr. Johnson, I hope Mr. Johnson can come out and talk about what happened. I think it was wrong. I mean, everybody has friends. If something happened to us, I could be friendly with somebody here today. I don't know that they are involved in certain things. Doesn't mean that I'm part of it. Doesn't mean I'm doing something. I think it's wrong. But I think the way the government is carrying out this investigation, I think the government is proceeding on the wrong path. I mean, you want to hold in the business, but in Liberia, the shipping company, not the one that do x-ray, not the one that examine packages to see whether it has drugs, it has this in it. It's the airport security, the LTA, and all that assigned to that airport. So, I mean, how they're proceeding, I think it's a difficult task on how they are proceeding. Apparently, they have a plan to know exactly who they want to go to, because if you have other news, you're giving video information to another a group for them to publish it. Then the people from that group is calling this guy. Oh, if you do this, you'll see what we'll do. Or you see the new one that coming on. I think it's totally wrong. And we all know there's some kind of foul play in that. We all know that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know you are watching your World Cup, and Ghana is doing very well. We pray.
A lot of people watch.
Yeah,
a lot of people watch the World Cup.
Ghana almost scored just now.
Yeah, we are praying that they pull it off. Oh Lord. Hopefully they be able to pull it off. Listen, there you go. Come on, there you go. There goes the chief himself. I love the hat. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's good to be on the show this afternoon. While it's true that Ghana is playing, we have a job to do. We have responsibility to make sure the closing argument is alive. So we are here.
Listen, Guys, share the show. I know your Ghana is playing. We all want to watch. But listen, we owe it to you. When we say we'll be here at 9 o'clock, we will be here. Whether it rain or shine, we'll be here. Listen, we want to watch the game too. Okay? We want to have fun too. But because of you, we will not shut down the show because we want entertainment. We are here. It's a confident, it's a social contract between us and you that 9 o'clock we will be on. You watch the game. After watching your game, come back, we'll be here. Share the show. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood. Let us know what's on your mind, and we are going to go and discuss. But yes, Chief, welcome to the show. I wanted to let you know and everybody else know that the policy of this platform, from the first day that I started here, Honorable Tomalin, George, and I went over some of this stuff, and it was just basic stuff. You don't accuse people. You have to go through the system. You have to go through the process. You don't just go and take the front page of the newspaper, take whatever is there, and take it as fact. That's why we have the legal system. But at times, the government or big people, if you really wanted to cancel contract, we've been talking about bee mounting forever. They're taking billions of dollars out of our country, killing our people, and you can't cancel that contract. We got Metal Steel be doing the worst to our people. They told you, the president told us if he came into power, he was going to readjust. He said, visit all of those contracts, nothing has happened. And all of a sudden, because of an allegation that have not gone through the process, I would have preferred that Dr. Dara Dillon and Sir Joseph say, if these guys are found guilty, we will cancel their contract immediately.
Yes.
That's what professional people do. But from what these guys are doing now, we can tell that the regime is out to look for scapegoat.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, I think you're on point. First of all, they like somebody just mentioned about the APN seminar, about bee mounting and so forth. Well, I mean, I think there's a way the senators should have acted, should have said something about should revisit bee mounting concession agreement and whether they are living according to the agreement is signed with
that international people got it, not targeting,
yeah. But the own Liberians, I think is disappointing that my good friend Senator Joseph and Senator Dillon will call for the suspension of his contract. I think they should be concerned about the national security. They put $80 million in the budget of NSA, and the issue about drugs is still prevailing. You should be calling the John security people to summon them. Call the NSA boss. Call the Justice Minister, the John security team. Call them. And what all the money we put in the fact of the matter is that even the drug seizure wasn't done by NSA either. All the money given NSA, they do nothing. Okay,
the young man.
Yeah, well, the very people that elected the airlines about this, about discrepancies on the bill and the weight. So I disagree with them. They they should be calling for the investigation, speeded investigation. Call them. So Mr. Justice Minister tell us they want to know the state of the investigation. It shouldn't be taking so long. Then at least you can have fun answers. But to just, I mean, you're accusing the people that are business people. The people business got to go on. You can't just suspend their business. Like people said, it's a succession agreement that was signed with the government of Liberia. You can't just do it. You just arbitrarily cancel the agreement, the concession agreement. So I think it's wrong, and like I think the government they should do more, get to the bottom of this thing, find out who's involved. But I don't think it should be, from what I see so far, it appears that they want to use these guys as scapegoat, and I think it's unfair to them. And I think some media will trying to exploit it to make sure they try to exploit it and run with it. But these are Liberians who have Liberians in their employed, who are bringing money to the economy. I don't think is right. I think they should do better than this. So I think the Justice Minister need to explain more. They need to give more briefing to the Liberian people on this case. They go to the bottom of this case, but just target people and try to cherry pick who should you go after. I think it's unfair. I mean, all they put together B Mountain. I don't see none of them taking this as action. But instead, B Mountain got our Jones give it on their premises, protecting them. All they're doing is being protected by our own Jones give it. So I think they should do more, get into this case and find out what's going on instead of calling for the suspension of this contract.
Look, we all know. Okay, I know somebody text me here and said, "Oh, Mr. Gayman, they look at the king brother, the ambassador brother, they're from Bassa, you protecting them." No, I don't even know these fellows. But what I'm saying, it could have been me, it could have been anybody. Okay, if the kings are from Bassa, I'm not sure. I don't know them. I never met them. Don't know who they are. But does it have to be tribal or from a county? We are talking about what is right. If it's right, look, B Mountain is poisoning the whole nation, destroying our ecology, our environment, the children, the people of Grand Cape Mount County. And you are not saying anything about it. You are one of the most powerful senators in the country. But all of a sudden, you got two guys who are doing the best they can to feed their families, create jobs. We talk about job creation. These young men have created jobs for Liberians. And in fact, it was one of their men that stopped this drug, this Riverside guy. This drug will have been out of the country. If one of those guys have not stopped to say, this thing just don't look right. The Liberian security tried to take credit for this bust, and they know they had nothing to do with this. Zero. So guys, share the show. At 6 o'clock, Desmond is going to be here. Yeah, go ahead.
And another thing quickly, I mean, this scapegoating thing we're saying here, we need to stop this. And we have certain folks trying to portray on social media that, portraying these guys to be guilty and the rest of that. This is quite unfortunate. First and foremost, I'm told there was some drug bust also somewhere in West Africa, in Ghana and other area. Everywhere, even those issue planes that DH and other people, so now you found some of the things. It is the security at those airports that capture. It is not the shipping companies. Because sometimes they will beat them up. They will put some people find means to put these things. That's why you have these sophisticated machines, and you have these scanners that you have special examiner trained to track these things. And that's the basis of that. Now, if the king's brother were anyhow, from my preliminary examination of the whole process, that they were engaged in this thing, they would have allowed the thing to board the flight on the 5th of June. On the 5th of June. But there is in criminality, to some of that study in and other thing. The first thing we looked after is motive and intent. If they raise the red flag themselves, listen, I'm not still putting things out to say I understand I know what is happening because I'm not part of the investigation. But we ought to allow investigators to do the side of the jobs and allow government, and the state should take cue from this so they're moving forward. That you need to have folks deployed. And that's one of the reasons you don't put people in the security area. And that's when the whole thing is a kind of a syndicate, like within the security apparatus. They all understand, know what is unfolding. But I think now they're reading the line, they want to push these guys into some problem, and they're shipping them. And I think I respect the Attorney General very well, and I will hope he plays role before, and I think he should be very clear of this investigation to not allow to ruin the work these guys have done for the rest of their life. I don't benefit nothing from them, but the fact that they hire Liberians, the fact they are a Liberian-owned company, doing very well. This is the kind of a celebration we want to have, the Liberian kind of a story, right? And we ought to come and defend the Liberian story, not in a negative way. If they've done anything outside the realm of the law, then the law will take its course. But for now, everything we try to do, there's a man I was here. He said in the United States he was called. He make the necessary arrangements. I'm going to come down, and he's down in the country. Yeah. He's cooperating, and that's the kind of a line because he got something to protect and defend. It is a company. He built with his twins brother and the rest of that. So we ought to allow them to give the investigation some space here. But what we need to stop is that there are certain individuals, group of individuals parading on social media, giving false narrative. Now, we understand they're receiving some clip from some part of the investigation group and trying to push the narrative on the other side. And that's not the way we should behave as Liberians. Allow the investigation to unfold and allow these things to unfold in a way and manner that it should be done. Not in the way that to smell people repetition and character, people posting all on social media. And that's the other side of Liberia. That's also that we just pray to not, because the fact that your name is in things, then the court of public opinion, and that's what's going to harm these guys also. The company going to be in some serious problem. And that's why they have to do some work to come and defend the reputation of their name individually and that of the company they built. It took time to build. Is there someone turning water into wine? The success story of that. We cannot destroy in 2 days or 1 hour of just few Facebook posts and all of things. And there are other people running with different kind of a narrative. We ought to change these things and say, hey, it's about time the Liberian government will have to stand firm here and believe and say this. Answer the real question. It is your responsibility to ensure that nothing dangerous cross. Any contraband that is in some manner should be detected by you, not the logistic company or whatsoever, or the cargo company. So we have to be clear, Mr. Gayman, as we discuss. This is going to be a very important case, and we have to follow it. But my own disappointment today is for lawmakers, those that are making the laws. There's a legal concession here. You want to suspend a legal concession on the mere accusation.
Yep.
On the mere accusations, and there's ongoing investigation. There's no fundings. There's no, listen, to just go and cancel or suspend those kind of a legal burning instrument.
Yeah, just based on accusation.
Yes, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. And again, Liberia politicians, they love to make new to go. They love this sensationalism.
Of course, but that's what brought Dillon to power.
Senator, they don't have to understand that there's not campaign time. There's not going to make you get vote. We stayed around. It's time to do policy implementation. When the campaign time is around, you can do your campaign, you'll get your vote. But to run in the Liberian own business and say that you suspend them with no iota of evidence whatsoever, they have never been found guilty by any competent court of jurisdiction in the Republic of Liberia. This is not only unacceptable, but it cautions the ability of these, and that's why sometimes it's good to be organized to go to this kind of area. Senators should seek advice from their staffer. You should have sought advice from the legal counsel to the Liberian Senate. And ask them, say, can we suspend any ongoing legally banded concession in the midst of mere accusation? Absolutely no. Where did you derive at that conclusion to come and see kind of not only disturbing comments, but comments that you caricature yourself as a Liberian Senate? This is unacceptable, and we ought to stop that and get back to the facts. These guys signed a legally binding concession of the government, the airport, to manage and handle cargoes. To remove that from there, you have to go through the same legal process. It should not be done on the basis of somebody coming bringing sentimental things here. And we're not going to take into that. That's unfortunate.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Ghanaian Black Stars. I see Dr. Peabody was number 12 on our team. They just came out with 1 point. They drew with one of the greatest teams, favored to win this thing. 0-0. Black Stars are looking good. So, guys, now you can come back to the closing argument and talk John. But I want to talk about my friend Desmond Johnson, because when Desmond Johnson was doing his basketball, so he called on this show. We profiled him. After the show, he called me and said, Mr. Gayman, could you help sponsor the trophy? And I said, fine, I would sponsor the trophy. And I went and I sponsored the trophy. He was calling everybody to help, with their show. So he said he also went out to Liberia and he was soliciting from everybody. And one of those photos, for some reason, Spoon TV winds up with the photo. Took the guy's photo and plastered it on all the newspaper on his page and made it part of his stuff. So the young man called and said, Spoon, you need to take down my photo. You need to take down the photo with me and the King brothers. It is not right what you have done. He apologized and said he would take the photos down. He never did. He said he was going to retract. He never did. So Desmond Johnson and I have been talking. I told him to come on. Hopefully he will be on by 6 o'clock so we can discuss how people can destroy your reputation, your life. Directly or indirectly, they can damage your life. Peabody and I have been in this country a little while. We know when these people damage your character, it's like a whistle. Once it has been blown, you cannot unblow it. When they damage your reputation, it's very little you can do to gain it back. And that's what they are trying to do. The two senators are friends of this government. The heat is on this government from every angle, including the international community. How come Dara Dillon didn't tell us what is the justice minister doing in this country? And the security advisor to the president, Kofi Woods. What are they doing here under the clouds of darkness? Why he didn't tell the world or the country that those two people have been summoned to Washington, D.C.? Why he didn't say that? But instead, he wants to switch the attention away from the mean things that are going on and put it on the King brothers. We are not saying the King brothers are innocent. We didn't say they did anything. But the law, our rule, our jurisprudence is based on a particular fulcrum, which is the process. There has to be a process. You can't just get up and start plastering people's faces all over the place, making them to feel guilty before anything has ever happened. Trust me, if anybody is found legitimately, we're not talking about anybody who is scapegoated, we're talking about legitimately that is found, because we've been talking about this, we got to find out how the drugs got to Liberia, who owns it. All of these things. You can't just get up and grab someone and say, oh, Dr. Peabody, like the witchcraft thing they do in Sino. The guys said to go dig gold, they said they didn't find gold for a whole month. So they just grab one woman and said they want that witchcraft, she didn't want to make it or not. So they just start beating the woman, strip her naked, parade her in the town, and say, why we're not finding gold. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, they want to rush to judgment. They want to punish these people or do whatever plan they had in mind for the King brothers. So they just rush to judgment. They're so anxious. That's why they don't win any case. That's why they don't get evidence. They need the time they need to take to look for evidence, the time they need to take to rather do the investigation on how the drugs rather hit Monrovia. They did drug cross the X-ray at Robert International Airport. Who rather stopped this drug from going? If they take the time to go through this investigation, then maybe they will have evidence. But they rush. Or who the drugs came from? We rushed it. I'm just a handler. If I work in the post office and you give me a package to mail, I put it together. All I do is scan it and to see the weight, put it in there, and let go. If the weight is over, what we do? And we charge extra when the weight is more and stuff like that. We can't send that if that weight is more. It happens even with the airline when you're traveling. If you carry a suitcase, sometimes you get in Brussels, they say, oh, who's carrying your stuff? Okay. The person may have, the weight was not right. They do this thing over. The fact is, that thing came from the shipping agency, right? I'm not an agent. I'm not a drug officer, DA officer to get on there and say, you know what? This is the person who did. You brought them in to ship it. We accepted it. And we noticed that the weight was not just where it needed to be. We sent an email to the company to let them know that there is some discrepancy in the weight. The thing had already gone. It had crossed all the X-ray at Robert International Airport. It was going. If this company had not reached out to say, hey, the weight not correct, they wouldn't have caught nothing. But they're bragging around as if the phone drops, as if the security was able to really go there and get and say, yeah, we saw this thing coming. We noticed this thing in the X-ray and stuff like that. The next thing you do, you go to the shipping agency, you search all of them, you search the home. The man was in America. He said, Paul said, I'll come home. I'll be there. Because of business purpose, I got business in Liberia. He come home. But yet and still, you make it look like this guy is still out there. The man came back and voluntarily surrendered himself. But you make it seem like he was at large, and you guys decided to go and grab him or do something, stuff like that. So it's sad. And that's why you don't get the right thing happening in Liberia when it comes to these kind of cases. And everybody will come around now to take advantage of it. Everybody who you know you to go on Facebook, they're just posting a picture on this. Some people generating AI photo, posting it. Some people saying this other one. Some people saying the other one. But I think honestly, my good friend really rushed to judgment. I think the two of them, Dylan and Sash, should have not come up with that kind of statement. Okay, they're not the one to recommend that. We have a justice system, we have a police, we have everything. If the judge say, hey, you take these people to court, and the judge say, okay, these people are let's suspend the kid and stuff. But you jump up, oh yeah, the next thing you start having hearing, and the main issue that I think they jumped the gun. And if I speak to Senator Dylan Sa, I will tell them that they jumped the gun. This is not the place.
Yeah, quickly. On that note, and it's also important, Mr. Gayman, to emphasize some things here. And that's kind of I know this, if you were to move to the legal side of things, GLS going to basically win this case. I won't know that clearly. But the damage here, therefore, now moving forward, is the reputational damage and the code of public opinion. This is going to the company of these gentlemen pay some time to build. So we ought to be very much clear here moving forward. And I'm one person I'm going to be engaged. We don't let that. I stopped doing it for some time. We're going to get engaged too. I'm going to do a write-up, some article beginning tomorrow. And so we can really come out and say the story and ask the hard question here. Because to put someone and his wife, innocent wife, on the front page of some nonsense publication, his wife, his family, the man himself is there, being exhibited as this. And now, Google got a way of recording some of these things automatically, right? Yeah. This is wrong. It's a serial repetitional problem. We ought to rebuff it vehemently so that the message will go therefore that you can't just play with people's repetition. And I will also call on him, the King brothers, to be more robust about it and attempt to take some people to court, right, for slandering your repetition if they don't have nothing to prove whatsoever that you are engaged into this kind of a thing. So if we don't do it, if we just sit and fold our hands and relax and say we're going to clap with our feet, people are going to be encouraged to do these things. So it's about time that we move to do these things and move to clear people that are doing good job back in the country. We don't see, and we always cry up here, the Liberian economy is being dominated by foreigners. We will say that the foreigners are dominating the economy of our country. Now you have some Liberians. We've still got some very productive Liberians that are very crafted in engaging. Do you know to get such contract with the United Nations, right? The huge contract in 2016-17, the GLS got with the United Nations. The GLS also in collaboration with some very powerful global cargo shipping companies. This is a morale boosting thing. Recent time I learned it was in Europe. Got on the high pedestal in that part of the world. And then you try to put these guys in the mud. Do you know the collateral damage thereof? So they have to be very robust about this, and we shouldn't sit and say a lot of these things happen. That's why we say we can always be counterproductive when it comes to Liberians. Then we'll be very laissez-faire. We came to other people, we chair them, we go and sit with them. The Lawanese boss, the Indian boss, they take control of the economy. You won't hear anybody smelling them the way we are engaged into these things, and just to get the information and go back to the intent of good faith here. There's the process unfolding. This thing was raised since by the government, reported rather since the 9th of June. The 5th of June, this consignment was expected to leave via Air Brussels. It didn't leave on the 5th. On the 8th, the whole thing came out and was announced back on the 9th. So see there, and the motive issue there about the intent is one thing that one will say clearly that they are not engaged, if you see from the perspective of investigative analysis. But still, we didn't know those things and want to get certain surrogates, pay agents from somewhere to sit and give misleading information out, and people wrong with that. And then there are certain group of journalists involved in the country that are not practicing the journalistic regiment, but rather trying to blackmail people. And then we sat down and allowed that if this company were to fall tomorrow, they're going to do it. Then it's not all to that. Then we have our own lawmakers that we elected to defend Liberian businesses. There's a law in the country called the Liberalization Policy. That is a complete counterproductive act against the Liberalization Policy. We agree if a Liberian is violating the laws of our country, deal with them from the perspective of violating the laws. But if the Liberians are productive, try to enhance and give them the means to even further move to move upward. Give them more contract, provide them more services. They're going to hire more Liberians, and those Liberians are going to contribute towards the local economy of our country. So if they are being kind of a structure on the RIA area there, more than lasting things, ensuring that they expand this. And then we want to bring them down the basis of just accusation. There have been no charges against them. There have been no verdict against them that they're guilty. Then we move now to say, okay, remove them from this, suspend this whole thing. What you understand you're suspending? To suspend something that is legally contracted. It's not by imagination. It's not just by mere political statement. It has to be through the legal system, and that legal system will be the system that by which, that's the conduit by which we have to do. We're in a democracy, and the fulcrum of our democracy is the way we respect the rule of law. To just be capricious in engaging in this kind of a thing is very dangerous, and I think we ought to stop it. And we all going to really get engaged into this thing, and we'll put our time to it to ensure that we clear people that should not be smelled. Don't put people on social media because you want to put them on social media. Don't put people on platform because you have the means, Mr. Gayman, to do those things. If anyone were to do it to you, or to me, you would defend me. Anybody were to do it to you, we all collectively will build the culture of society that we all should spring up and move on those people and tell them, hey, you don't have the power monopolistically to just smear other people. We ourselves can engage into these things. There's too much. They should stop. They shouldn't damage these brothers. These guys have done a lot for themselves. They shouldn't damage them. I will rest it for now.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is here. Our ambassador, I met him in Monrovia. We went to watch the African Cup of Nations. He did a basketball thing. He was all over the place asking everybody and whoever could help. He was on our show here asking for sponsorship. He was everywhere. And I was proud to have met him in Monrovia. We had a great time at the Embassy Hotel where we watched the African Cup of Nations. But he's here today as a guest, but he's hot under the collar. Honorable Johnson, welcome to the show. I got with me the CEO, Mr. Dr. Peabody is here. The chief himself is here. Tomalin, George, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Honorable Jerome Gayman, for having me on this show. Let me say hi to my brother Tomalin, Dr. Peabody. Who got you? Who else?
Pewee.
Pewee. Oh yeah, Pewee. How you doing? Yeah, it's a pleasure being on the show. Like I always tell people, my favorite show and #1 show is The Closing Argument because it's very dear to my heart, and I respect the opinions of you guys. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to be on this show for the right reason too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you very much. Something is brewing in Liberia. Something is brewing on social media that could blow up into a big legal issue. And you and I were able to discuss it because what I saw was disturbing. I saw your photograph with the King brothers plastered on Spoon Network. They're making it feel as though the King brothers have done something, and whatever they have been accused of, that you are part of it. Basically, that's what they were trying to insinuate indirectly, which I find to be abhorrent. And Spoon should be ashamed of himself for castigating good people in our country. If we follow the American way, what we say, you are never anything until you have gone through the processes, you have gone through the legal process, you've been found guilty, and then they call you names. You can just take people's photos, plaster it on social media, make it sound like they are before. To me, that's witness tampering. You want a man to feel bad, to be guilty, to an innocent man to be, or men to be guilty before they even get started. I think that's terrible. Tell her why is it that you wanted to come on?
Yeah, first of all, I want to make this clear. I'm not being accused or charged or implicated in anything that is going on in Monrovia. My concern is that my picture was plastered alongside the story you just referred to. If you know me going back home, Paul and Peter King are like my childhood friends. Somebody I've been doing for over 30 years. If you see, and looking at the picture that was posted, I went to them that day as a token of appreciation to present them t-shirts for the Late Fest, because like you and Jerome, I'm gonna make it clear the trophy that was presented at the Late Festival basketball tournament was presented by Mr. Jerome Gayman as his contribution towards the Late Fest. So it was along those same lines, Peter and Paul became a sponsor for Late Fest. They help in so many ways. Media and what's logistics, everything, they help us with that. So it was just a way of me showing appreciation. That's how that picture came about. So a fortnight ago, I got a call from one of my friends. I don't watch the Spoon talk, so he called me. He's like, "Oh, Des, I seen your picture being plastered on the Spoon network, and Stanton is talking about the drug allegation, and you got Peter and Paul, Paul King." So I'm like, "Man, you kidding?" He said, "No, go and look at it." So I went and saw it. I'm like, "Oh, this stuff is serious." I went on my page. I made a post, stating that, look, I don't like the fact that Spoon put my picture up there. I'm not associated in no way in any kind of dealing. First of all, I don't live in Liberia. I don't know what goes on in Liberia. I don't stay there. I stay in the States. I don't work for no company in Liberia. I have an NGO in Liberia, Late Fest, that has been registered as an NGO. So I put out that statement with Stanton, attack Stanton in that particular post. He did not reach out to me. Somebody from their show, which I don't want to state the name, called me and said, "Look, I asked Stanton, what was the correlation? Why was DJ picture posted while we're discussing the issue?" He said he didn't get no response. So the following day, I called Stanton. I'm like, "Hey, Stanton, look, I seen my picture. What motivated you to post my picture on your show, or why you were discussing an alleged drug issue about Paul and Peter King? Those guys are my friends. But that does not give you the right to post my picture while you talk about this kind of heinous thing that's going on, drug trafficking in Liberia or whatever. I'm not associated." Oh, first, "Oh, look, I got a picture for," he said, "Someone sent it to me." And then within that scene, meaning he said, "Oh, we got it from Facebook." And then another, in that same sentence, we got it from from the logistics company website. I said, "Look, dude, I don't care where you got that picture from. That picture is I have all rights and likeness to the image. That's my image. I have all the rights over those pictures." He said, "No, but it was on GSL website, so we took it." I said, and then he came with the cock and bull story. We talk about the case, but we did not mention you. I said, "You don't have to mention me. It's implied." You didn't make no clarification. You didn't say, "Okay, I'm posting this picture. We are a reputable journalist or real pundit would make that clarification before going any further." You didn't make that clarification. You just went out with a statement. And then everybody just reading it and seeing my pictures all on your network, people commenting all about me, So he said, "Okay, so if you don't like it," I said, "Obviously, it's not a matter of I don't like it. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. You don't have to use someone's picture along those lines." He said, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to take it down. I'm going to make the clarification." And he said, "I'm sorry." I said, that's good enough for me. I just want to have a clarification done because why you did, people have already made up their mind, oh, this one is associated with this case. He said, I can do it. That was, it's been a week now. He did not do it. He did not make the clarification. He did not take it down. So I went on Facebook. I did a video. And still, he did not reach out to me. So I think yesterday I sent in a text with the photograph, a screenshot of the program. I said to him, I'll be honest with you, I said to him, do you want this to go further than this? You did not make a clarification. You did not say anything and just leave it as is. So, you know, I left it at that and I spoke to my lawyer. And when we had a discussion, I just, you know, he taking the next steps. I just here to have the opportunity to say my piece because it took years for me to build my reputation. I have the characteristics. And it seems like it's guilt by association because it is wrong to just assume people are guilty by association. You know what I mean? It's unsatisfactory. And for the fact that I don't even live in Liberia. So I couldn't understand the correlation right there. You know, so I'm having people call me from Liberia. I'm having friends and family calling me. So what's up with these guys? And I have to depend and be repeating myself. And this is mind-boggling. I don't have that kind of repetition there. I have a program that I'm collaborating with right now with the UNDP, trying to help at-risk youth, creating a job opportunity and life skills. And when they see this kind of thing, it's going to reflect poorly on me and our organization. And in that picture also was the coordinator for LifeFest, who's locally based, Mr. Myean. You know, he was like, what this guy up to? So it's not nothing personal or with Stanton. It's just the fact he was very unethical, posting pictures and trying to insinuate with us saying it that I was part of this. I'm not here to cast expressions or to pass judgment. I don't know the merit of the case. I'm not going to be that person to say whether they're guilty or not, but he shouldn't use that image. And so far, this is where we are. I've spoken to my lawyer and steps will be taken.
Well, Mr. Johnson, this is what we are talking about. In America here, everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly.
You just cannot go on a PR spree to damage other people's reputation. What happened later on if the government comes out and say, you know, we made a mistake, we shouldn't have done this. What will you do to compensate the King brothers or even you or your organization without going through due process of law? This is what we are doing. Dr. Peabody, our guest is here. Pewee, our guest is here. He is as hard as we are. Because it could have been me, because you and I took picture, you know, we took picture at the hotel, and we were celebrating, you know, your success, and we talked, you say, you know what, next year, I will spend more time on the ground locally to make sure that everything is a start. We're going to make it bigger and bigger. We're going to go to Basel, you promised, we're going to go all over the place, and we were just having fun. Yeah. If somebody have taken that picture, okay, at the hotel and did something with it, I would be hard on the call. Dr. Peabody, our friend and brother, the Ambassador Johnson is here.
Johnson, you say you reach out to Stanton and we're seeing all happening. You know, the government is trying to go after Peter and his brother. Malcolm, and for things that totally they have not presented no evidence of. It had just been the court of public opinion, social media, where people are running the phase and saying this and saying that with no real evidence, because no real evidence has been produced, and we are concerned about that. And other media, you know, taking this. What do you think? That led to your instead of putting your picture. Why would he do that?
Look, yeah, guess as good as mine, but I think he was just like the president as he is. He's just a propagandist and sensational. He likes sensationalism. He look for clickbaits. He likes attention. He's like a kid that loves attention. He's a kid.
You know, he's not, to be honest with you, he's not no moral boy that will grow up with myself. So he got this platform. He's not a journalist, so I can't fault him. But he's a podcaster. So the least he could do a little due diligence, or even reach out to me, because he got my number. So when I call, he knew who called it. You know, so I don't know, because if I tell you about my relationship with Peter, we go way back. In fact, they are more closer to my younger brother. I'm a couple of years older than those two guys, but I know them well. That's my personal relationship, and they have good business guys. They have that multi-million-dollar business investment, and I was very impressed when I went back home. Almost had a normal conversation. You know, I was invited for dinner at Peter's house, and that was it. I spent like, Jerry, you know, I spent 3 weeks or a month in Liberia, and I left. I was busy going out, reaching all your communities, trying to give back, giving back what Liberia has given me. So first, you know, it was giving back. So I don't know what motivated Stanton to use that picture to talk about the alleged drug bust that include Peter. I don't know what motivated him, because if I said, look, how you got this picture? Oh, I got it from the internet. Yo, someone sent it to me. Oh, I took it from Peter. I took it from the website. The man told me gave me three different answers in less than 1 minute. So I don't know what motivated him. Real talk.
Wow. Chief Tomalin, we have our guest here. He and I was in Monrovia. Before he left, he was on our show here. He was asking us to contribute, everybody to do. In fact, he wanted everybody to go with him to Liberia, be part of it, and we all did as much as we could. I went to Liberia, I met him. You know, I did my contribution. I paid for the trophy, so they recognized me as somebody who, you know, did it.
Yeah.
Why was Stanton? I mean, why would he do something like this? Anyway, our guest is here. Chief Tomalin, Desmond is here.
Well, it's good to see my friend and brother Desmond. I've been doing Desmond for many years, and so someone who we all pay money to go watch them play basketball as Sport Commission. So I know them before they come to this country, America. I mean, people take pictures of people, and I think you want to do picture stuff. You want to post something, you be mindful, because it can cause problem and so forth. Even posting these guys' pictures of everything, especially so when they are just being accused and so forth. I think it was wrong. Be mindful what you do to people, especially when Desmond made a call and told them to take his picture off. I think it was a great thing to do, to take him out, but to keep it there, I think is wrong. And like he said, you know, this talk show business is all about ratings, and we will try to get people to say, yeah, you know, I got all the details, I got this thing and so forth. That's for us, our platform. We really don't do this stuff. We invite people. You want to come, you come. If you want to come, we don't force you. We don't run around people say come to get ratings for us. We don't do that. We try to dig up the story, find what the facts leads are. We go there. But I think it was wrong, especially when the brother reached out to them and told them to take his pictures out. Was wrong.
Yeah, I did.
I think it was. Yeah, he shouldn't. I think he should have listen to the brother and do not and refuse to take his picture down. But again, the boy is in Desmond court. If he's injured, I think he has a remedy, the legal remedy to pursue, to ensure that his reputation is protected and so forth. So I think he's on the right path. If he's trying to go into pursuing the legal path to protect his image and so forth. But the good thing is that most of his friends and everybody who knew all these guys that was on that picture, I know all these guys.
Exactly.
They are good people. I've not heard them involved in stuff. So you won't see me rush to judgment about them. I mean, so forth. Like you said, Mr. Gayman earlier, until you are proven guilty in the court of law, I think people are innocent. So that's why you can make allegations on people, but be very mindful that if you injure them, they have the right to pursue the legal path. So I think that's why it's on the right track right now.
Yeah, real quick. You know, the president and all presidents from Ellen, President Weah, President Boyka, they're saying Liberia is open for business, for Liberians to come and open their businesses. Come and be part of this thing. Here you got some young men, okay, doing well. In this country, if the CEO has committed a crime, and I want Dr. Peabody to listen to it because he's been through this myself, we all been part of it. If the CEO of Apple committed a crime, they will not shut down Apple because the CEO committed a crime. They will say the CEO did this and he's going to jail or he's going to be indicted. Apple will not be shut down. Apple will not be closing because it is not Apple. It is something that went wrong. So are you going to throw all those Liberians that are making their living, the companies that are doing well, you're going to get rid of all of these people? Do you think they have in mind they wanted to take these guys' business already and they just find a way to get, because soon they get them out, the next day one of their own people are going to give that contract to one of their own. I can see this happening.
And I can state here for the records, when we had the diaspora conference, there I introduced Peter to this guy who's he's a financier, a guy who give loans and help struggling businesses around the world, not only Liberians, but like a startup, or even have new business to improve on your business and introduce it. And they had a fruitful. He was so amazed to see young Liberians involved in such a business. I mean, back in the day we had Scansia, we had Denko. I don't know who owned it, but I think it was part of Liberian. But those were Liberian companies. And our time, right now, to see young guys doing such a business, I was so like, hey, this is good. People, my peers, doing so much, but then again, I only speak to what I know. I speak to what I know. What I know as an individual. If I were to say something, I say those guys are good business guys. They're very hardworking, but then they achieve what they have achieved. But to just come and make allegations and be guilty by association or stuff like that, I'm not gonna do. I'm not in that. I don't have that power to do that. I'm not seeing no evidence. I'm just hearing and just until like you said, until the courts can find them guilty, it's gonna be like gossip. And it's sad because that frightened a lot of people who want to go back home to invest. Who knows, So we all want to go back home. We all want to go back. We all want to be like me and Jerome. I've spoken to you. The other half of my life now, I'm trying to devote it to the young people. I'm trying. Talking to multinational companies, the UNDP, the UNICEF, and anybody who's willing to listen, who's willing to help, to give back. That's my life mission now. What Live Fest is about. The basketball is just one aspect of Live Fest. But I have been able to speak to professionals that we are trying to initiate mentorship for these kids. We're like, okay, you play basketball. What next? After basketball, what do you do? So we've got a new teams there from the coach to career. So all those things are in the pipeline. With UNDP, So this is why I was so appalling when seeing that. I said, these guys in Monrovia, UNDP, when they see this kind of headline, they're like, oh, this guy writing us, trying to collaborate, and this is what he's doing here. It's so appalling. We got to do better. If you know better, you do better, and you should do better.
Absolutely. This is I was developing my own show because I've always wanted to do something outside the Liberian context, go to different universities, profile them and all that. But then when Tomalin called me and said, listen, we've got this platform going, let us join and do something. I said it is made. Once it's made in Liberia, I mean, this is a major platform. I call it.
It is.
Made
it
in
is.
Liberia. Most of us who don't know how tough it is to run a business. These guys got employees on the ground. Okay, they are employing Liberians. They are giving scholarship. This platform does that. Okay, other meager resources. So we are very careful when listen. If our brother tomorrow legally and transparently, if they were treated right and found guilty, we would be the same one here saying, listen, they went through the process. It was fair. Yeah. It was transparent. Okay, our boys blew it. We would be the first to say, but you cannot railroad someone. You cannot railroad someone because for me, like my father was a old preacher. He said, funeral is not for the dead. It's to remind those who are living. That's correct. So if they're doing it to the kings, and we don't say anything, tomorrow when they grab Peabody, who's going to be out there to say, I know Peabody, go through the process. We all have to collectively do this. And I'm talking to my friends who are supporters of the government. I know the international community is on the back of the Liberian government to put this thing to rest. So in the midst, they want to grab anybody. I mean, anybody will just round up anybody.
Yeah.
So guys, let's be careful. Dr. Pewee, here we are. Desmond is here. I think we are all on the same page here. Let us go through the process. If any of these gentlemen are involved legally, transparently, and the evidence is that we had no problem coming on here and scolding them. But from the genesis, this is the embryonic stage. It's not even formed yet. This is just they say, I say, and this and that. And all of a sudden, you do the Dr. Pewee, over Pewee. We got Johnson here.
Yeah. I listened to Mr. Johnson on a serious note, and I agree with him. We also basically allow issues to unfold, and we need to respect the privacy of other individuals, and clearly, in journalism, if you're in the public discourse, Mr. Johnson, as a matter of fact, is not a public official. That's one thing we ought to make clear here.
Exactly.
And the time you would talk about even having a thought process about putting this kind of photos out, if the person, those individuals that are engaged are in the public domain. But if you're speaking to private people, now the fact you can report something about GLS executive, if the King brother were involved, there's a way you report the story. But where you bring others that are not involved, even the King brothers are not corporate, and the Attorney General stated clearly. And you see, we ought to come back and even reference some of the things that came from the mouth of the Attorney General during the press conference. I vehemently disagree with the press conference of the Attorney General. I thought he needed to come up with more information to the Liberian people, and I thought they are still working this investigation, and I believe that they have to expedite this investigation and come out with the real culprit to not scapegoat anyone. But he's categorically stated that King, as far as the investigation is not person of interest, we smack him. Eventually, they came up with his brother and other things. So for some reasons, he's person of interest, and I think from that perspective, the gentleman himself has been cooperating, evidenced by his return, his immediate return to the country. That's the kind of a way you go. So if you are engaging into some journalistic reportage, there are ways we engage into those things, evidence gathering, reporting issues and all those lines. You ought to understand first and foremost, you're protecting the integrity and the privacy of other individuals. Listen, we all listened to this morning to a news that broke last night. Nessie Guthrie that got missing since February 6th. The second communication that went to the family, that communication stated at the time that she was already there. CNN had a copy of that communication, but they wanted to respect the investigation and the family. They didn't report it. That news broke last night. That's journalism. That's journalism, where you got the facts. And so now you get some facts, and because you have to protect the integrity and the privacy of family members or whatsoever, you don't report it. They got that news since February that the woman was already dead. But they didn't report it. That news broke, Mr. Gayman, last night. CNN had it. Today I was shocked to get the fact that news came up, but most of the news online respected that. So to put someone on the front page that got absolutely nothing to do with any matter because you want to come up with sensationalism.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a sectional way of doing things, and you smelling other people's reputation because you want to be the news maker. Nonsense. This is not the way to make the news. There are ways we do engage to get the news done on the basis of the facts. News should be reported on the basis of the facts, not on the basis of those kind of imaginative rhetorics or innuendos and the rest of that. No, it is on the basis of the facts. It's not theatric, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you, Big Brother Johnson, on that, and I think you should take this very seriously. No one should do those things until we begin the process, Mr. Gayman, of being robust moving forward in Liberia. People will tend to do this kind of a thing. They will get involved into this kind of a unscrupulous way of doing things and believing that we'll settle the Liberian way, we'll go after 1 day, 2 days, it subsides. We should not allow ourselves to get into those kind of lines. If folks are doing this thing intentionally, we need to seek reproach to the law to have them punished so that it will stop this kind of unacceptable and reckless way of doing things.
And then, not to butt, let me just add.
Yes, go ahead.
What pissed me off, or what had me very mad? I reached out to this guy. Man, honestly, look, dude, that story was messed up. There's no correlation. Why did you do that? Okay, you apologize. Okay, I want a formal apology. And I talked to him. It's not personal. Dude, go and make the clarification. You have the see that work that you post on my picture, you can go there and take down those pictures and make the clarification and say, look, Desmond Johnson and Mr. Anthony now, both from Lefest, are not involved in this drug. Just for the clarification, because people will know. I got people calling me, oh my man, you know, and he thinks it's kind of funny. You know, I'm like, yeah. He thinks that
And Sally also, the Attorney General also stated that, you see, and I think Mr. King, Malcolm Shua, the Attorney General said that clearly to a last person, Mr. Gayman. One of the journalists asked him, he said, GLL Chief Executive, and the Attorney General, who was? He said, no, he's not person of interest. Our investigation have never connected him to this. It was clear. And then everyone is moving with this gentleman photo on their social media platform or pages. And some newspaper headlines is portraying him to be allegedly involved into this. When the Attorney General of the Republic said that clearly our investigation have never any concern him person of interest. And then, mind you, in the court of public opinion in the Republic of Liberia,
oh yeah,
we all believe now that this man is guilty. This man did this man. That wait and get the facts. That's the Minister of Justice that's saying this to us. It's not me, Sylvester Pewee. No. So, I mean, we all have to be very frank in this place and begin to protect our own reputation. Look at to be said it. It said it take you 1 middle year to build your character. But Mr. Gayman, Look at to be also went on in action and said it take just 1 minute for one stupid fool to destroy it.
Sure.
You take 1 middle year to build a reputation character. But it take one stupid fool 1 minute to destroy it. So we ought to move to protect the legacy and the character you've built over the period of years to not just allow anyone to smell it. Saying the knee or saying, oh, the Liberia thing, it will just die down. No, this time around, there's a tendency on 49 is to document history. Social media. Social media. So if you don't rebuff these things and rebuff them vehemently, they will come to haunt you tomorrow or haunt your children tomorrow. You don't want to see your children to be haunted tomorrow and other things. That's why the King brother will have to be very robust about this thing to say that we're not about us now. It's about protecting our kids. Our kids should be protected so that when they come tomorrow, they will say, well, when this thing was said about our dad responded rebuffed and vehemently about it. There was nonsense that was parodying about our fathers and the rest of that. I mean, so Mr. Johnson, thank you for coming to clarify. I will hope you take this very seriously. Don't take it lightly. It should
No,
be
I'm
this
not.
kind of a lie. Take it very seriously and protect your reputation and the reputation of those also you know. Thank you.
And I appreciate Pewee. I appreciate. I'm not taking it lightly. Trust me.
Dr. Peabody, here we are. You know, I and my suspicion here is based on the Liberian people way of doing things. You see a successful Liberian with a business, and you have your eye on this business. Okay, there's a possibility here for you to have this business taken away from these guys to give it to one of your own people. So you're looking for a way to do this, and you're finding a way now. I mean, I just can't fathom the fact that you are not going after the CEO, but you're going after the business.
Yeah.
The business.
But that's where they have their interest. You know, hold on 1 second, Mr. Gibbon. This man is
Yeah, it's all right. People, I mean,
yeah.
Tomalin coming.
Yeah. The fact here is, Mr. Gibbon, that's what they want. They want to look in Liberia. All the businesses, major businesses, are controlled by foreigners.
Yeah.
All the major.
Oh yeah.
You talking about even now they all into catering business. I met somebody the other day and were telling me, he said, man, and I was congratulating them for some work they're doing. They started their own business. He said, man, it's a competition with foreigners, Lebanese and others. It's a serious competition with them.
And we stand no chance.
Yeah. Other communities get caught with drugs and things. These foreign companies, do you hear the name out there? In fact, you caught some people and freed them the next day and they left Liberia.
$100 million.
$100 million drug case. All right.
Tell me about it.
There is something that just alleged. Paul and Peter King, they own the business. You have not even interrogated these people. They have not gone into real investigation. The first thing, people already calling them close the business or do this and them do that. You got people who are making rare kids who should be making good judgment. They are standing out there, close the business down. Oh, they're reassembling this business. Liberians going after Liberians. These are the first Liberians, and they became very successful in the shipping business.
Yeah.
We want to preserve our Liberian folks. We're proud of them. They have the few, you know, because they getting high up there, the United Nations. Look, this guy just did a major presentation in Brussels, and it won a lot of favor, created a lot of business opportunity for them. But
Tuesday, yeah, just this Tuesday, yeah, last Tuesday, yeah, I know about that.
And you want to go into these people, and you want to close them down. The simple question here is, who shipped the drug? Who arrested the drug? Okay, who arrested? Or who blew the alarm for the drug to be arrested? Did you ask for those things? How is one person getting getting video, getting government information, pictures and things, and trying to put them up? I think this is something planned, you know. Now they have probably been trying to get GIS off the radar. These guys, oh man, these guys are making money. Who are these guys that are picking? They just making money like that and stuff like that. We got make sure we do this. We got to make sure they're picking that, and exactly what's happening with them now. But the evidence are there. He could have stayed right in the USA. You know, I'm not going over there if he had any ulterior motive.
Yeah.
I say, you know what? I'm not going to Liberia right now. I stay right with my family, and I don't know about what's going on, stuff like that. But because of his business, to preserve his business and his character, his family, he said, I'm going to go. But prior when the man was telling you he's going to come, you started making all lies. And you knew the man was in the country. You were still lying, saying he's a lie. The man was still in the country. He was in the country. He told you he was coming. What day he arrived, and he report to you. You go after these people. Who examined the drug? What led to the drug being arrested? Was it the camera or the scanner you had at the who provided video clip. So the thing is, we cannot always put our own Liberian people down. That's why Liberians in their own country now have to compete at a very higher level to even get money from the bank. We were talking about IPDs today. IPD, we're talking about it today. Who really getting it? Lebanese, Indians. So it just showed that Liberians will not, when Liberians try to do it, then you go after them, then you try to fight them, and what happened? We become the victim. And that's why Paul and Peter are becoming today. I'm not saying don't do your investigation. You can do your investigation. Just how we're standing here today and talking. All right. If Paul or Peter was ever involved and you present real evidence, we're going to be talking the same way that it was wrong. We're not here.
Yeah.
That's why we don't just rush to put things out there to destroy other people like some other people are doing because they're affiliated with somebody who want you to do this and do that. We don't do that. We sit here and look for the high evidence. And based on what we have gathered, the government is not doing a due diligence, but it's just out to get to people and destroy them. And you know, we're on a social media page. We live in a very gullible society. And,
tell me about it.
Yeah. Liberians from all over, they'll be sending, emailing people, oh, my man, I can do that thing for you. Give me some money. Or, you know, just to stop money and do other things from people and stuff like that. So the thing is, let the government do the work. The government needs to do their job. But you cannot go after people with reputable business. Do your investigation. If their business needs to be closed down or you have any track records of numerous drugs going through this business here, shipping, if you have track record of this business, GIS shipping multiple consignments of drug, if you ever arrested them, did something before, then you can do what you want to do. But I don't think it's fair what they are doing because right now people are already finding GIS guilty in the court of public opinion. Not our Liberian people, they're all on public media. You know, you got two of my best friends coming up and two of my good friends coming up and saying, oh, we need to do that. I think they were wrong. My friend Sarah and my friend Dylan, they were wrong for coming up. Just leave the situation, let it play out. Don't jump into it. It's too early. It's very too early.
You know, most of the people act on emotion. They are a bunch of reactionaries. They, you know, Liberia thrive on lies. I tell you one story. One older brother of mine told me during the war in 1990, this obviously, that he saw them decapitating Richard Martin at the Sierra Leone border. Can you imagine that, Peabody? And that guy swore he saw it. Can you imagine that? Richard Martin living today. How terrible we can be. How terrible. And that bad news. Where these young guys coming from? They're making moves. They're very successful. And he explained to me when I met his part of the bottlenecks they were facing. Like you said, they had to compete at a higher level. He explained those things to me. And I kept telling him, I said, dude, what you're doing here is great. And I appreciate that. And you're keep striving. I know it's not going to be easy, but for what I see, I'm impressed with what you guys doing. Those are the kind of thing we're discussing, you know, and encourage them because it's not very common to see Liberians at that level doing the kind of business. Yeah, we open one shop, you know, no kind of business, you know, open one shop, we open one store, maybe we're doing dry goods and all that kind of thing. But it's like over 20, 25, almost $50 million business, but the equipment alone. You know, yeah, you say you can't just people, the public to believe that they're already guilty. You don't do that. A man is innocent and proven guilty. They have not adjudicated the case. They're not going to court. It's still in preliminary phase. Investigation. Let it be. You know, and I live in America. You take my picture, you accusing them of all that. They want to deal with that. And one of my friends called me, so DJ, that Range Rover, I don't use that one Range Rover, but you were just talking crap. That Range Rover, you came, what that money came for? Stuff like that. Because if I didn't know him like that, you know, I would have responded differently. But I know he was messing with me. So, but other people don't know that. I got people from like, bro, call my man, so DJ, you part of this? So, my man, yeah, people tell you all sorts of stories, man. So we just got to be careful with that. All we got. That all you got. When I have riches for your reputation, it's all I got. Build my reputation in Liberia before coming to the States. I never had issue with the law or being a by law abiding citizen. I'm not passing judgment, but you know we gotta be careful. That's why I get standing the opportunity to just clarify and say, look, I'm sorry, you know, yeah, but he did not do it. I bring him, but he did not do it. So I have to do what I have to do to protect myself and my image and my family and my reputation. You know, I went to a Father Day program. People put me in a ring to ask me questions. It's embarrassing. I don't have the opportunity to be explained to everybody. Know those pictures were taken when I went to present the t-shirts for the sponsorship. Not everybody. I don't know everybody who have seen this. So I mean, I think it's in the domain. It's on the Blue app. Yeah, Miss Alice, I called me for Liberia. The man did not take it thing down. That's my see your picture. He did not take it down. You know, so it's sad.
Absolutely. Patient Seaman said all the real millionaires in Liberia are 85% foreigners. 10% are lawmakers and 5% are regular born Liberian business people. Can you imagine?
I like that. No. I like that.
Can you imagine? Yes.
I know I will do
follow. Well,
listen, somebody got to leave. Go ahead, do your closing, do your party comment.
Yeah, but you know today with my daughter, I have operation stuff, so I
mean, you got more time about you can stay for 45 do this.
No, I got right now.
Listen, you got to drive.
I just kidding. Go ahead.
But on a serious note, right now, let me say this. I called on the two senators to take back the call for the suspension of GLS business. I think it's wrong. They should wait. They shouldn't just penalize a Liberian company based on allegations. And in fact, what you see, I see on social media, somebody is leaking information to our friends, Article and Verity. Somebody is leaking information to them. I mean, you can tell that there are leakage taking place. They are leaking information to them and so forth. But like the headline says, somebody trying to scapegoat these guys. I think it's wrong. Senator Joseph and Senator Dillon, I know definitely they will call us. We'll talk to them later on after the show. I know, because I disagree with them publicly. I don't think their call is in the right direction. They should be calling the John security people to the House and the Senate to ask them about the investigation, not to be calling for a business to be suspended. I think it's wrong. You know, like I said earlier, you got B Mountain violating people's rights. Everybody talking about that. You're not even calling them to order to say, come, let's see what the agreement says. So I think it's wrong. And moreover, to those that are leaking information to other network, I think and the leakage coming from within the security apparatus in the government. You know, you have this issue about this drug issue, but then the question should be asked. You should be trying to dig to find out who behind it. Go deeper. The Joint Security Chairman should be able to tell you, but not to be targeting people. The people have made themselves available. First they said the people were featured, they were large. The people are all around. They are giving us something, asking a question. And how will you do it if you try to discourage Liberian businesses? Okay, people that have people in employed. I think we should all not just jump because we talk about drugs now. Just rush to a judgment and try to bring another company down. End of the day, you find out that it's not true, then what happens? You know, so I know there are other networks that will be trying to play their own games, trying to pass judgment on them before even the case go to trial or any indictment take place. They already have passed judgment. So I think it's wrong. I think that they are on obligation to make sure that we set the record straight, to play our part, make sure we get the facts. We are still, and mind you, we are still digging deeper into this case. We're only trying to find out to go to the bottom of it. So in the meantime, I think I will publicly call Senators Dillon and Senator Joseph that I think the statement calling for suspension of GRS at the port, I think it should be taken. It should be withdrawn. I don't think it's fair, and it should be instead calling the joint security. Where's the national security advisor? Where the NSA boss? You're giving NSA all that money, $18 million to NSA, and they can't even give you one. They can't even brief you. So yeah, that's what we uncover. That's what we're doing. Nothing. Or you found out, and the bus at the airport wasn't even the security people that did it. I think it was the same company that alerted, made the alert. So I think people should take their time and go and really follow this case, study the case good, investigate, and don't pass judgment. And I think I feel sorry for the King brothers. I know they are going through a lot to have their pictures all over the place and their name all over the place. Like they can expect their international business contact. But I think they have the right to also defend themselves, and they have the lawyers, and make sure that. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate it. I love my glasses. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Yvonne. Man, like I said, I'm sorry, man. My girls, they've been calling me. Let me go take off.
The girls come first, no matter what. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, Tomalin.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
See you, boss.
Thank you very much. Listen, guys, we got work going. We promise you we will not keep you here. Also by 7:30,
yeah,
to leave so we can go and watch our game. Listen, we are having a great time with the World Cup, man. The African teams, Cape Verde, Ghana, the Ivory Coast. I mean, you name it, man. We are doing very well. And I like something I read today on the internet. My daughter brought it to me and said, Daddy, look what the FIFA president says. The FIFA president said the whole World Cup is Africa. There is maybe one team or two teams in the entire World Cup that don't have an African team or African player. One is Argentina, but all the teams, Mexico, Brazil, you name it, they all got black people on it.
Oh yeah.
Forget about the French national team. That's the whole African Cup.
The Africa represented in Europe, the French national team.
That's and then even Ireland, right? Scotland, they got black people on their team.
Oh yeah.
Only Argentina. So when she brought it to me, she said, Daddy, look, they said the whole World Cup is Africa. I said, obviously, this is the real African Cup of Nations. This already is the real African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
So yes, we want to go home. We're going to allow you to watch again. I see Yvonne is in Panama and Croatia game just started. I understand watching it here. We'll let you guys go so you can watch your game. Announcement tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on Ablija TV in Grand Bassa County. We are going to be discussing Bassa politics, especially the bridge connecting Buchanan and Pinsbury, which is basically like an island that has the Bassa University. The bridge got swept away, and now the students are cut off from the university and the mainland. So they are talking about canceling classes until maybe next year or so. And we are saying no, it shouldn't happen. Now with great men and women like Finlay and Nyobli Kanga Lawrence, all these powerful people, what are they doing?
What majesty corporate social responsibility? I mean, what they doing about that?
But look at LAC. Okay, LAC, the Liberian Agriculture Company, been over there since 1959. They are the second largest rubber producer in the country. Look at Palm Bay. Okay, Palm Bay been there forever. These people got the largest palm oil company in the country. All the big companies are in Bassa. And you want to tell me all that concession money that coming in? We got the second largest port in the country, Port of Buchanan.
So it boils down to y'all. You got to have that discussion with your senator and your representative. Like you just mentioned, regularly mentioned it.
Tomorrow I got two calls here this afternoon. Mr. Gayman, we got a flyer that you will be on tomorrow. Please get your mouth out of the politics of this place. And I said, you kidding me? Dr. Peabody, can you imagine people from Bassa are texting me they saw the flyer and I should get my mouth out of the box of politics and leave the people alone.
It don't make sense.
Why should you leave it? Why should you leave it? You know,
I don't understand.
It don't make sense.
Myean, if you there, please put up the flyer. Let us see it tomorrow. I understand my own brother and friend, Senator Finley. I'm going to be coming and talking about you tomorrow. You should do better. You know, I like you and everything, but you should do better.
Now your man, now your buddy there.
Yeah, but so what? You know, we gotta say it. We gotta
I understand.
We gotta do better, man.
Yeah, we gotta do better. And Bikana is so beautiful.
Yeah, Nyobikanga, you got proximity to power. The president, you are Joseph Waka Rahim girl, just like Finley was Elif Rahim, you know, son.
Yeah.
All these people got power. I mean, we're talking about proximity. Yeah, people here, when you see Finley, you don't see Ellen, you see Ellen God's son.
Yeah.
Anything he wanted, he could get. Nyobikanga is in the same position with this man.
No, I would defend my boss. Not anything. Listen, but again, let's get back to the facts. And I like that. I don't want to forget. Patience. Thanks for the compliment. And I like what your analysis about those that got the money in Liberia. You did it like you did your own tracking pool before in Liberia. You give it that is spot on it, and that may actually acknowledge that what you just said. That's basically what's unfolding in the country there, and that narrative will have to change. You're totally correct on that, Patience. But let me say this on the record, Mr. Gayman, and I know that's your man, but you can speak, and I respect you for that. You normally want to be balanced in terms of the politics and the way you do things. Not only you can protect your bodies and all of them all the time, but Minister Finley, the role he played in Grand Bassa when he was the president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, it is the check all of the massive major development that went into Grand Bassa after the civil crisis. It was initiated. It was under the auspices and the political push of Senator Ben Sanvee on the most serious note.
Listen, not to cut you off, but he and I always said it. The Buchanan Highway, okay? That Buchanan Highway, it was through his instrumentality that Ellen put it number one.
Yeah, the community college.
The Bassa Community College. He worked with me. I worked with him. I remember when he got it built. He says, Jerome, I'm taking it offset for the president to sign it. It's in hand built. He said, I'm taking it for the president to sign it. Yeah. He called me back and said, we got it. So I gave him credit for all that. But you see, when you are working, your work never ends. It has to. And the community college he built is at a university now, and that's the one that we can't.
Let me tell you something quickly about the kind of bottleneck that the senator is currently faced with. You see, he got a senator that didn't want him, the protest that didn't want him to be elected senator.
Of course.
She canvassed against him and the rest of all those things. Even up to now, she pays higher guns on social media, radio to attack him in Grand. So now he don't really have anything to do. She's a pro-tem. She's a pro-tem, and then listen, we ought to be very. She would do everything based on those useless or incompetent journalists, the guy in the country that attack him all the time.
She got about 20 young men in Bassa on her payroll.
And just attack and other things.
They throw anything he said. Everything he said.
They attack. And I thought that's a terrible thing she's involved with. You got election coming 3 years, then you won't be attacking. Why if they're not going to begin the process now, not support? Because I don't see, maybe the angel in heaven may save her from coming back. Yeah, I don't think the angel will say you are not been performing well, so
I know
he's not coming again as Senator of Grand Bassa. She's gonna be out. They're gonna defeat her.
We got Gabriel Montgomery. We got Dopoh, and we got this other girl, Magdalene Harris, out of Washington D.C. So she got. I mean, everybody for some reason have decided that she has performed very poorly. She's been there for almost 18 years.
Yeah, so I think Montgomery stand a very good chance to whip her with the kind of a Bassa things are unfolding, and the only thing I would tell the Montgomery Kim and the rest of that protect your vote and other things. They will want to steal the thing, but it's difficult to do if you are protecting your vote. But they're gonna be they'll be there. They will flop up good.
So my big look, I went to Buchanan. I was en route to Buchanan, right? Right the day the kid died. I entered Buchanan during the war. This okay. But I'm just trying to bring a picture how beautiful that place is.
Of course.
Look, I ate palm butter with crawfish, crab. 1990, when I was suffering Moreover, I was able to find out food in Buchanan.
Yeah.
You know, they had that boat there with all the fish.
Yeah.
And I entered Buchanan, look.
When we were eating pan cabbage.
Exactly. When we were eating pan cabbage. I'm eating cinnamon roll in Buchanan. I eat cinnamon roll. I eat cake in Buchanan. I drink it high class. Look, I love Buchanan. My mom from Riverside, though. My mom from Riverside.
Okay.
So I never been to Riverside, but I love Buchanan. And like I said,
the day you go to Riverside, you get there. You say, "What my monkey money people?"
No. He's one of those.
Because nothing there. Nothing there.
Yeah, but Pewee, he's one of those people that anyone upset with when she called Dr. McIntosh and said, "I came on my country tour and I had to sleep. I put on fire in the church." Yeah. All the time you've been in government, you want to tell me you don't have a house here where you can accommodate people? McIntosh, all the top educated Bassa people came from Riverside.
And my Oma cousin, Dewey McIntosh.
Yeah. So anyone upset with you, Death Johnson, all the time you've been in Monroe, you go down and go build one kitchen and you take
it. Man, my mind kept me there. I will know it.
Pewee, we got 15 more minutes here. Let's talk about the CDC having its official, I guess their 20th anniversary in Grand Gita. And for some reason, the Unity Party is trying to sabotage it, and the person leading that charge is the vice president. And finally, the former president was able to call him out. That listen, what you are doing here is not right. To pay young folks, to pay people to come and sabotage and destroy and disrupt. Why are we like this?
I mean, if people will vote for CDC, they will vote for them. If people vote for Unity Party, they will vote for them. So no matter what kind of obstruction or you're trying to usurp the people that program, it doesn't make no sense. No, that's why I'm not a member of any political party. I never voted in Liberia. I spent most of my time outside Liberia. In fact, when I got eligible to vote, your brother war. So I spent most of my other life outside Liberia. I never voted. I know no political party.
No, but go ahead.
But you see, that's my thing.
You say your brother war, maybe.
Yeah, but I always say, Chancellor said the war that came here. He said war that came through York. You know, so is I think, you know, that's why to be real. That's why I'm not allowing any political party. I don't subscribe. I prefer people like he said. But I've been doing Bazaga feeling. Bazaga keep feeling. One time when I was playing with Barrow, he was head of Barrow. We got a very good relationship. Even when I went to Liberia, I met him at the back. You know, he made a contribution to Live Fest. So I know people. You know, but I think I support individuals than party. You know, like, yeah, if you want to run as something, Jerome, I will support Joe. I ain't gonna support a party. I don't subscribe to political parties in Liberia. I'm not a member of any political party, but I want the best for Liberia, and I would love to see Buchanan that brief face. But can I make my last statement before I leave, man?
Yeah, please.
I just want to say I have no personal vendetta against Stanton. My issue isn't with him. My concern is the decision to use my image in the contest and that leave viewers to think that I'm associated with something that I'm not part of. You know, I have no criminal activities from day one, so I'm not worried about that. But other people don't know that. So he should, for the last time, he should use his platform to make the clarification, take down the video. Okay, because that's the only thing I got to say to him. from tonight, my lawyer has different intention. I'll be honest with you. From tonight. So I know myself, I know my reputation. I will state there emphatically. I have a damn good reputation with these two guys, the two brothers. Until they are being found guilty, I'm gonna be on the side and say it's alleged. I don't have no proof. I don't live in Liberia. And thank you for the opportunity and to be able to express if you see my side of the story. This will go far and wide, and a lot of people, I hope they understand and don't judge me just by the picture. Thank you so much. Pewee, man, I appreciate you, my brother. I like your discourse, what you just said. You know, I appreciate that. That was powerful, and it says a lot about who you are. I appreciate that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Chief. Thank you.
Yeah.
Come back
anytime, Chief.
Come back anytime. Don't come back. But
Yeah,
the next time you're going, trust me, I gotta go. You when you're going to Liberia. I missed it the last time I was
Don't
leaving
worry.
when you were on your way. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry. Buchanan, I told him, I said Buchanan is my next. You know, Buchanan is like 8 miles from Monrovia. I got plans for Buchanan. I got a whole lot of plans. So I just hope my people at UNDP, they understand me and they will they make good on the promises that they made to us. But we're looking forward. Like I said, live first. Basketball just one aspect. Training the young people, especially the kids our race, is our intention. So I hope for the best, and I appreciate it. I know I welcome the platform any day. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys. Go watch the game. Let's go watch
All
the
right,
game.
okay, guys. See ya.
Pewee, your party comment, close.
Quickly. We look forward to things. As we said today, on a serious note, we ought to respect the basic rule of law. I just want to tell our two senators, if you were to, the core of our judiciary is one is proven innocent or proven otherwise. Or you want to take the livelihood of people, of Liberian citizens that are not found guilty whatsoever. So this is quite unfortunate. And we hope the CDC will have a wonderful 2-decade celebrations and no war whatsoever. The fulcrum of our democracy is part of those kind of democratic participation is the major fulcrum of the democracy. So I don't think anyone should impede any group of people or political parties from exercising, operating in the space of our democracy. I think it was a great show, Mr. Gayman. I think, let me commend the Black Stars. I think they didn't get a win, but this is like a win for them.
It's a win.
I think this was the mission of by their coach to deploy this and then go and get this point. And I think the Black Stars is already, I don't know what's going to happen, is already almost into the next round because Panama was defeated by the Black Stars. And Croatia was defeated by England.
Yeah.
So the two teams did locking horn later this evening, and then they got 0 points. Ghana got 4 points. Then England got 4 points.
Yeah.
So we want to see the results from the game tonight. Then we will know what's going to happen. If unfortunately there's a draw from this zone tonight, then almost Ghana will find themselves. Or if one is winning, then we want to see what's going to happen in the last. Because Ghana is going to be playing Croatia in that last game, so we hope they will go for a win or so. But it was a good show. Have a very wonderful night. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.